to Peaceful Oasis live meditation concert. Today we are going on a wonderful journey.
Where are we going today?
Yes, we're going to the Adirondacks with our wonderful friend Christine Powers. Oh my gosh, wait until you see what she has in store for us today. She's going to be doing the restful journey into nature and you. Just listening to her voice just takes you places. Not only her talking voice, but her singing voice, but her singing bowls as well. So why don't we bring her on in the Adirondacks? Hello, Christine.
Hello, hello.
Hi. Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Wow, you're at our favorite spot right there, huh?
Yeah. So we're up at this place that we affectionately call Platform 9 3/4. And there's a few spots up here that are pretty spectacular that we call the lookout platform. But let me swivel here. There we go. So behind me is the high peaks, which you can see. They're about 40 to 80 miles in the distance. And we have about 9, 10, 11 layers of mountains behind me. So lots of us, anyone who comes to the land typically likes to come and hang out up here.
Oh, and we have
Yeah,
for sure. And you also are standing next to your enlightenment hut. Is that correct?
I am. So a place of spiritual retreat, contemplation, cold nights. I've been known to stay here. Yeah, stay here quite a bit. I stay here a lot. It really assists me with my centering, grounding, and presence in our world right now.
And I know why, because just sitting there, I think I was sitting there on the porch by myself for about an hour and a half, and just watching the hummingbirds kind of dive bombing into the hummingbird feeder. You can hear them, the ladybugs and the dragonflies and the
Yeah,
amazing trees.
yeah, it's a very special place. It has a lot of what we call Shakti, sacred energy, intelligent energy. That's yeah, it just it like you get a little buzz, but in a very calm way.
So true.
Yeah, it seems like a beautiful place to create, to get inspired, and to just go and let the muses help you, guide you on a creative journey. Has that been your experience?
Yeah, it really has. In fact, I just moved my laptop and stuff up here. I'm going to begin writing. There's a lot that wants to come through, and I find, here, the focus and my responsibilities are none. And so this is where I can really feel free creatively without the responsibilities of being a mom, a wife, a business owner, living on a mountain. I don't need to tend to any of that when I'm up here.
Fantastic. And speaking of business, tell us, or really, it's much more of a mission than a business, right? Tell
Yeah.
us about Philosophy Camp. That's what David and I attended and really just had the most spectacular few days together. What inspired Philosophers Camp? That's where the retreats are, where you are right now.
Started coming up here 20 years ago. And then Larry started coming up, and 5 years ago, we bought this little tiny rundown cabin and began lovingly renovating it. I'm really intuitive, and I started hearing words in my, consciousness, in my creative imagination realm. Words like sovereignty, cooperation, self-reliance. When I heard self-reliance, I immediately began to think of Thoreau, right? So all these interesting words and things kept coming in, and I kept seeing this vision of a campfire with a whole bunch of people around it having deep, engaged discussion. And they were from different disciplines, like an accountant, a teacher, a philosopher, a theologer, theology person, what is that?
A theologer.
A theology.
That works.
That works. But a mathematician, a business owner, like the disciplines didn't matter. There was this cross pollination of ideas, and with the upliftment of humanity, that's what I'm really about. So I had lived here um, quite a full few years before I found out that in 1858, led by Ralph Waldo Emerson and William Stillman, who was from Schenectady, New York, went to Union College, grew up in my backyard where I grew up. Um, 10 transcendentalists, attorneys general, teacher, theologian, philosopher, business owners, they came to the Adirondacks for the month of August for rest, rejuvenation, a cross pollination of ideas, and they were really seeking to figure out how they could uplift America. America was on the eve of the Civil War. So, lo and behold, 2 years ago, I resurrected that energy, that idea, and we had our very first Philosophers Camp, of which you guys were a part. So, you made
Yes.
history.
Yes.
And they never did it again. They all intended to go back. They intended to buy land and to make it a thing that they would actually pass down from generation to generation. It made national news. It was actually a New York newspaper that dubbed it the Philosophers Camp. And it was a big, splashy deal. But it never happened again. And it fell into legend and lore. It was part of the impetus of what actually created the New York State's the Adirondack Park, which is the largest state park in the nation, and it's like 6 million acres. So in the late 1800s, that event actually catapulted the beginning of land conservation for New York.
Isn't that something? Wow. And then Philosophers Camp fell into your lap,
It
didn't it?
did, it did indeed. So I'm wildly I just resonate with this idea of bringing leaders of all kinds, those who are really conscious, aware, awake. They really want to be part of the upliftment of humanity, especially now. It's curious to me that we're on the eve of, I think, big change in America, and the geopolitical landscape globally has become very complicated again. So it's a place of refuge, rest, rejuvenation, and deep exchange of ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, recently you've kind of injected a new term into the conversation, and we wanted to find out more about it because it's fascinating. What does it mean to be a fierce guardian of wonder and wisdom?
Yeah. Thank you. It is new. It's part of the always evolving pieces of Philosophers Camp that are unveiling themselves to me, right? It knows what it wants to be, and I just try to keep catching up with it. What it means is that wonder is the capacity for awe. It's the capacity to know that you're part of a whole, that there are things beyond us, that there are deep mysteries, and that we are a mystery. Life is a mystery. And so when we have the capacity for wonder and awe, it's the gateway to our divinity. It's the gateway to really being beautiful custodians of where we are in our own lives and for each other. And what is necessary for that capacity is wisdom. And I think that nature is such an important part to hold these, exhibit these qualities. Nature is wonder, and we bring the wisdom. Together, I think we're planetary guardians. Um, and I think it's possible for us to transcend into a better world. So if you're a philosopher and you come through this camp, that's what you are. That's what you are for the world.
Beautiful.
Oh my
And
gosh, yes.
we certainly been students of nature and in the state of awe and wonder, walking and playing on your beautiful acreage there. And we look forward to the next time that we'll be there again, because pretty soon I know the colors are going to get magnificent. So that's something to really look forward to.
Yeah.
And I'm loving this incredible explanation of nature, right? And our part in it, with the Adirondack wind going through, which is adding to the whole experience. And I could just feel my heart already opening and expanding, getting ready for the part that we're going to be experiencing next. So tell us about your crystal bowls and how they came into your life and what they mean to you.
Yeah. So each of us throughout our lives is blessed with a series of teachers and mentors that appear at the perfect time. And I became the custodian of a set of 15 crystal bowls from a Celtic shaman who was very instrumental in my growth and development. This amazing woman. And the bowls, these bowls are practitioner bowls. You'll see them. They're frosted white. And they are made from pure quartz crystal, which is an amplifier. Now, our mountain is on crystal and granite. In fact, this side of our 100 acres, as the dirt keeps getting washed away on the roads we're building, we're seeing massive white boulders, just white rock, and there's so much crystal in this earth. So the land is an amplifier, bowls are an amplifier, and we have crystal colloidal structures in our brain, in our bones, in our blood. So we vibrate with the resonance of the crystal bowls. The original owner of these bowls dedicated and programmed them for healing. I've added the additional programming of beauty. And I've picked 4 today that we're going to do an elemental meditation. And I picked 4 that represent earth, air, water, fire. And what's beautiful about the bowls is they hold frequencies that bring our aspects of our body and our physicality literally back into resonance. And there's nothing we need to do. Nothing we need to do. So they're pretty pleasing to the ear. A lot of people get loopy. I've done a lot of crystal bowl concerts, and people come in pajamas and sleeping bags for a reason. An hour of crystal bowls and you're drooling. So we're going to have a snippet of the crystal bowls today in a very focused way. But they're powerful healing tools, and they're also aesthetically gorgeous.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Well, great. We'll give you a second to get set up, and then we're looking forward to hearing it.
All right. So I've got all these little wires here. And I'm going to explain a little bit. About us and nature. The title of this today, we were contemplating what we wanted it to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me know if this is to your satisfaction. Does that work, David and Tamara?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. So there's a lot of discussion now, about us and climate, us meaning humanity. We're the custodians of nature. We're the benefactors of nature. We're the abusers of nature. We're in relationship with nature. We need to be in harmony with nature. Well, here's the thing. The thing is, we are nature. Nature is us. And what I mean by that is, scientifically we know we're made of the stuff of stars, and so is the earth. And we are formed of the earth. We are flesh, we are bone, we are blood. All of this is possible because of the service and the cooperation of the elements. And so when we talk about nature, What I'd really love for everyone to sit with during this meditation is that as your relationship with nature goes, that's how you go. We are one and the same. We cannot be pulled or teased apart. And so it is just the nature of ourselves is nature. It's a gateway to our divinity. It's a gateway to wonder and awe, which we have within ourselves. And that's a little bit of the journey of where we're going to go with this meditation. One final note. The deep, dark woods, forests and mountains are the stuff of almost every nursery rhyme, big epic stories, myth, and legend. And I would love for everyone to also contemplate their relationship with nature in this way, too. Nature is life unedited. When we're in nature, it can be very invigorating for some, it can be terrifying for some because of our life experience and what we understand of ourselves. In nature, nature doesn't bend to any rules, any norms, any politics, any beliefs. It is life force perfectly on display of birth, growth, blossoming, maturation, decay, and death over and over again. And that's a deep invitation for us. And for some of us, we shy away from it. So, with this meditation, I'm going to introduce you to the elements within you. El, earth, Ka, fire, Leem, Om, Leem, water, and Om, air. And each bowl will represent one of the elements. And we're just going to fly on through, so make yourselves comfortable. Close your eyes if you wish. Some of you may be at work, and you can't really do that. Just know this is recorded. David has put together some beautiful imagery. So there's no right way to do this. Just take it in. And off we go. Ka, El, Om, Lee. El, earth, boulders, dirt, trees, deserts, the stuff of minerals, the stuff of the stars. El. If you're in a place where you can sing it or say it, I invite you to do that and feel it vibrate through your body. Bone, muscle, those places within your body that are of earth, a density so solid, holding, binding. Very slow moving life force, strength. This is L, Earth. This is you. Fire. Fire, heat, always reaching, always fueling, gobbling up oxygen, snapping, fire, unbridled, uncontrollable. We are fire. Each of us is made of about 80 trillion cells. And every one of those cells is constantly firing off metabolic reactions. Sun, heat. You have the sun within you. You have light within you. Every cell emanates light. Fire energy is unstoppable. Life force. Unquenchable. Feel fire within you. Feel fire coursing through you. Feel fire in your heart. The fire within. We are Ka. We are fire. teardrops, trickles, water. We are water. In fact, we are about 70% water. Brings form to the flesh, quenches and balances fire, the giver of life. Fluidity and flow, ocean. The ocean within. Water, air, wind, pure space, a hawk riding on a current high over a mountain, waves whipped by the wind, powered by the heat of the sun. Air, breath, the stuff of life. How is it possible that atomically in our bodies we are 99% pure space? How can this be? There's actually air and water. Through breath, we realize we are one with nature. Without air, we would not exist. Air brings us the nourishment of every cell in our body. water and air. Feel them together. Within you, around you. No separation. Seamlessly flowing from outside to inside, inside to outside. Air and fire. Without air, there is no fire. Feel them together within you. A trillion little suns firing every second within you. Fire and water. They bring equilibrium one to the other. Balance. Unbridled energy meets flow, is quenched, soothed and cooled. And so we are, and we are earth, binding, holding, steadying. We exist because the elements come together in magical, mysterious, wondrous ways. And we are animated by a divine consciousness that goes beyond brain. The alchemy and magic, the wonder of human. The alchemy and magic, the wonder and awe of us all.
Wow, I'm buzzing.
Hi again.
Hello. Oh boy. What a great way to start the day like this. Wow.
Yeah. We don't often think about it, you know. When we learn in school about the elements, we touch upon the nature of what we're made of. But there's such a mystery and a wonder to it. And it's such a instant gateway into nature. right? So this was a journey into nature and into ourselves.
Absolutely. And when we were there at the Philosophers Camp, I even got the sense of the indigenous people of the mountains there,
Yeah.
and the incredible amount of not only connectedness but gratitude for the nature. You could literally, it's palpable in the Adirondack Mountains, especially where you live. Wow. And I'd love to share with you what was happening for me during that, if I can. With each bowl, with each sound, especially the combination of the bowl and then your singing, it at the same time there was a release and an opening at the exact same time. And I could really feel it. I don't know if you could feel it, but I could really feel it in certain parts of my body. Now, the big bowl, that's the bones, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally felt that from my toes all the way, just the entire body. And then the other bowls and your voice, I felt it in certain areas. In water, it was just across the top of my shoulder, and it was just releasing. And I have to admit, I actually had a little bit of a headache when we started. Gone. Gone.
What's interesting is I picked the bowls intuitively. You know, they say this bowl is for this and this bowl is for that, this planet, this chakra, this energy, right? But the thing is, think about like an orchestra. You know, we each are a different instrument in the orchestra. We each have different frequencies. And the truth is, like, what's going to make your bones vibrate could be a totally different frequency for another person. Think about penicillin. Like, I heard this first from Jonathan Goldman years ago. You know, for some, penicillin is poison. You know, for others, it's the fixer. So I just picked these bowls by what it's going to sound silly, but not. But what wanted to come with me today, what wanted to be heard, and what was pleasing to me when I thought about the intention. So I'm delighted you had that experience. And the most, I think, gratifying thing for a practitioner like myself is just that someone has an experience.
Yes, I certainly did. I mean, I had everything from tears that I don't know where they were coming from to some yawning. Those are my releases, right?
Yeah.
And then just this opening in different parts of my body, and just such a
Yeah.
sense of like grounded peace.
Yeah. I'm able to match the bowls with my voice, and I can actually make bowls vibrate quite easily with my voice. I can go into their frequencies. And then, you know, the thing about the bowls too is it's several pitches at once. So, you know, you can actually slide the bowl around and slide your voice around. It's pretty cool. And I've made bowls vibrate to the point where people were afraid they were going to shatter with my voice. So I went a little gentle today because of the wind and the microphone setup and the streaming quality. But it's remarkable in person, you know. So hopefully after COVID we can begin to do it together in person again.
Yes.
That would be wonderful. And it did transcend all the technological limitations that we are working with today, and still was an amazing grounding experience for me, and just a total, felt like an immersion into the world and the universe of nature, and the energy of it all, and giving it some recognition and honor, which you do that all the time, and we so appreciate that you redirect our attention to nature. We tend to get so preoccupied with other things, and it's literally there as a beautiful teacher, form of entertainment, and re-energizer, a way to kind of change, to shift out of very active mindset to being quiet and listening and watching and observing and feeling, and that's the gift that you're sharing with the world, and we really, really thank you for doing that.
So much. Tell people how they can reach you, because not only do you do Philosophers Camp, but you do solo executive retreats and all kinds of wonderful things. So tell people about that and how they can reach you. Mm-hmm.
So Christine Powers is a great place to start. And we had, we had 5 or 6 camps planned for the summer. And due to COVID, we had to let all of them go, including Philosophers Camps, Co-Creation Camp, which is an advanced camp, and a couple specialty camps. In its place, I'm now, in fact, going to be doing my second solo executive retreat next week, where there's an executive coming up from New York City. She's seeking a deep dive into her spirituality, her business, looking to be revitalized. She's transitioning and at a threshold in her life where she's finishing and completing her journey as mom and heading into the next book, if you will. So, so I've created, instead of a group philosophers camp, right, this intimate, soft experience where I'm someone's guide for four nights, 5 days. And we play on the land, and it's customized, and actually I'm the personal chef too. and housekeeper, so I do it all, you know. I'm very humble. I'm a very humble housekeeper. So spiritual guide, companion, chef, cleaner. It is very joyful, and it's just in very limited amounts we've been able to have people appear. We have a tiny house for rent and a luxury glam site, which will be shutting down in a couple weeks. We've been really blessed. A lot of people from New York City, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Boston, families, they've all been seeking safe adventures this summer. And so we've had a good summer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure people know you're not shutting down forever. You're just shutting down for the season.
Yeah. New Glamshire shuts down for the season because it's a tent, after all. And Stillman House, which is named after William Stillman, who started the Philosophers Camp. He was the one that convinced Ralph Waldo Emerson, who convinced the rest of them at their Saturday night supper club. So the house is named after him. It's celebrating its 150th year. It's been lovingly remodeled. So that's available for rent, and for, I do my retreats there year round. And I've been on hiatus this summer in deep contemplation myself. So I've put a lot of my teachings on the shelf, but I'm still available. And in the Philosophers Camp, we work with nature. We work with the Philosopher's Compass as a methodology and a structure for an internal guidance system.
Thank you.
We love that you're always willing to play with us, and
Yes.
and we've had some good fun today, and in the past. Christine has contributed incredible musical talent to the Loving Meditations app and to Loving Meditations TV. So if you want to hear more of her music, do you have music on ChristinePowers.com?
I do. I actually have Limitless and Effortless Expansion, which is my favorite collaborations with you guys. And then when you go to my website, there's a page of, I think it's music and videos. And I have some operatic and classical pieces from a live concert. A couple of meditations. And when you join my email list, I've done a really special meditation called Calm in the Storm, which is kind of good for right now. So that's that's not readily available, but that's my gift to everybody.
Well, you truly have been a gift to everyone today, and we so appreciate you. This was a great experiment and a great outdoors, and we'll have to do it again.
I would love that. I'm super grateful. You've brought purpose and joy to my day, and everyone who joined us now and later, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We love you.
I love you too.
Bye bye for now, everybody.
Bye.